trying to keep it from falling apart. So we used to use formaldehyde. That's a carcinogen that causes cancer, so we try not to use that too much. We can use other things that act exactly like formaldehyde.
Is that a vein?
Yeah, what do you notice? Even through the meninges. There's a big piece of vascular tissue there. Yeah, absolutely. So, because it's tissue, it's cells. Cells need blood. And so every part of your
Is this part of the parietale as well, right here?
This is actually tissue. This
blue?
This was that's a vein. So there's
veins, they go through them?
Veins that go up.
What is most is made up of right here?
Right, so what color do you see right now?
Yellow.
White.
Orange.
Yeah, this would actually be more of like, most of the cortex is, it's sort of tan color. But if you were to,
Is there any way to get
I'm going
brains
to show you
out?
something, and it's sort of inside the interior. Come on up, Josh, and you can't actually see it. If I was to just show you, you see in there, and the gap in between, you see how it's bright white?
Yeah.
Right, and so when those
Let's
can
just
be
cut
bundles of
Can we
nerves.
cut it? Get a scalpel.
Just not now. I'm going to save this so that we can play with this on Saturday.
Okay.
Wait, are you camping?
Oh, really?
We're actually
I'm going to look in back in there and see what we got. But I guess the bottom line is, if you look and see parts that are much lighter and whiter, this is, you know what this is? This is a pretty thick piece here. Any ideas?
No.
That's where it connects to your spine.
How about right
No,
here?
for
You see
blood.
huge nerves, huge nerve bundles. You can see where the nerves actually went through. What's this connected to? It's right. Think about this is the sheath, Matt. Right. It's
Your
right
eyes.
This is actually going to be connected
Nose?
through
Ocular?
for the optic nerves. These are going to be bundles for smelling. Huge smellers.
Here.
The olfactory bulbs.
You know how like our brain is like set up with like the lobes and stuff? Does like animal brains kind of follow the same thing?
Well,
They don't have a frontal lobe. Do they?
No.
For animals?
I'm pretty sure, aren't we?
But it's not as advanced.
Frontal lobes. Our frontal lobe's just massive.
Oh, yeah. Big
This
frontal
is
lobe.
what connects to the.
This is the brain stem. Right?
Yeah,
And so
to the
Oh.
spinal cord. To the spinal cord.
yeah, and so your spinal cord. If you
Just
think about
drooped.
the cord part, is referring to a bundle of nerves. It's that is the central nervous system's interaction with the peripheral nervous system. That's the sort of junction, right? Everything branching off your CNS and your spinal cord is the PNS, but it has to connect into your brain, and this is where it does that. Your spinal column is simply just, well, one of the things it does is protect the spinal cord, the bundle of nerves.
But what macromolecules make up all this?
Yeah. What do you think?
Lipids?
Protein. Phospholipids.
It's pretty hard. You want to hold it?
Sugar.
What macromolecules
I feel bad
make
for
it
the person
up?
that has to sit here.
Yo.
Oh,
Man.
Is it mostly just neurons that make up the mass?
Just look at the orange.
we should look that up. Actually, I don't know if it's half to half. I mean,
'Cause, like,
there's so
are
many
these
glial cells.
Are these neurons right here, or
Those
dead,
are all
dead
glial
neurons?
No, that's the thing.
Yeah,
What
you
you're
have
looking at is the sum of all the neurons and glial cells.
That's
And
it.
that's
There's
when
no
I-
And
other.
when you
What's the-
stain
what's
when you
it
stain
wrapped?
neural tissue, it looks
We
like
talked about
a
it.
total mat of cells. They're
Meningitis?
just
What did you
layered
call
on
it?
top of layered.
But like,
Meninges.
what is
Meninges.
Which is like
You found like
the
a giant
basis of
squid,
meningitis.
one of those things that talk back in the book on the internet. Would you order it?
One giant squid
The
neuron.
giant squid neurons. that you
We should
see.
just. I mean, we can take crayfish. We just need live crayfish, and we can mess with their motor neurons.
Really?
What?
I wanna
Yo, we
do
can go
that.
find one. Let's go get one.
Torture them to
Electrophysiology,
death while they're
We
still
probably do,
alive.
though, in
Just
physics. We can make that
just stick a wire in the outlet.
What is
You say play with neurons
what, Mr. Rowe, what is it actually made up of?
Well, you kill the crayfish, but like you basically you put them on ice, and then they just
Still
because
active, like-
they're cold blooded, they just their whole metabolism just shuts down to effectively zero. It's sort of like euthanizing them by cold instead of by chemical. Then you chop their tail off, and then you take the that was like immediately before previously living tail tissue, connect in. You ever use stem down in the trainer's room?
Yeah.
You do stem on the tail, and then you can
Really?
make it. You can basically make it contract.
Where's the hole?
You can play with its muscle fibers and see them. All right.
What is it made up of though?
So
Yeah.
this was all preempted simply by gray and white matter, myelinated versus not myelinated. And all I wanted to show you was just a few spaces where you can clearly see the myelin fibers.
You guys hear that?
Oh,
I can hear that tearing.
Wait, so
Wait, I want to
that's the fibers?
This is the corpus callosum, actually. This is a part of the brain that'll be heavily myelinated because we've got basically one hemisphere of the brain. You live your life with two brains.
This is like Silence of
two
the Lambs.
hemispheres.
Could you
So you
actually
have
do
the
that?
right and
When
the
he,
left.
Eat it.
opens the guy's head. Could you do that?
If the blood loss wasn't so severe, yeah, sure.
You ever seen that movie?
You don't have pain.